Rolling, sound is speeding. Hi, welcome to This Week with Drew, the Monday edition for Monday, June 1st, 2020. Skyline. On today's episode, we got big news and custody of the week. And there's some other shit we gonna flow, you know. It's a freestyle intro. Cause you know, Big Drew, what he do is he improvises the words on... Fuck! Hi, welcome to the show. This is This Week with Drew for Monday, June 1st, 2020. What's going on? Did you second? Wow, where's the time go? It's just pretty sure you fucking come down to the I just saw it 2 months ago. I seen you and you fucking started coming around. You fucking do what you wanna do. Well, there's a fuck ton of shit. It's hard to be funny when there's like a race war going on in America. Like that shit is fucked up, man. And like there, I don't know. I feel like this is this is like the end goal of it, man. Because all this fucking chaos has started, and like June, July, August, November. There's supposed to be an election in 5 months in America. And this is a good way, like, oh man, I feel like there's some sort of crazy, like, authoritarian fucking plan behind all this shit that's been going on for years, and it's just finally being played out now. Like, you set up this fucking guy, Donald Trump, to wreak chaos in the United States and sow this huge, giant political dissent and shine a bright light on the chasm of racism that exists within the United States, and then amplify those chasms, and then get people fired up and untrusting of the media, and then fucking now, and then you launch the virus, bro, and then you lock everybody inside, and it's a pressure cooker, right? The lid's on. And then everything starts fucking popping off, and then you get one of these, and then you get the military state coming down, combined with, now we have the amplification of the fucking chasm of racism, and then you get old fucking officer shit nuts, fuck you, doing what the police were designed to do, man. The police are not designed to protect and serve people, man. The police are designed to serve people with tickets to gain money and to protect the private property of the wealthy landowners. That is the literal fucking why the police are started. And nobody, how many fucking people, especially people that listen to this podcast, how many people have had positive interactions with police, man? They're like, oh, fucking hey, buddy. And then this cop showed up and everyone was like, thank God. That's never the story. You're never driving around and you're like, oh, fuck, right on. I just saw 2 cop cars on the highway. I can rest easy on my road trip with my friends. Because we might get caught doing a $121 in a $110 zone and have to pay a fucking $150 fine. And that's what the fuck. So that's what they're. And then when you fucking amplify, like, now, and then you embolden them, because some of those that fucking burn crosses are the same that are forces, bro. So, even if there's people that a lot, especially in America. So if you're emboldened racists, and then some of those racists are police officers, now you're emboldening them to continue to make racist actions. And especially the fact that they can operate with impunity is just horrific. So now you got that whole pressure cooker situation just fucking popping off right now. And that's why shit happened in Minneapolis, but there's protests across the world now. But especially in America, is because people have been they're just sick of this fucking shit, man. They're just absolutely sick of it. It's done. Like the combination of a huge wealth inequality, absolutely no job prospects. There's been essentially a recession for the last 12 years that's now going to fucking double down. Home ownership is virtually impossible inside of a large metropolitan area for most people. There's automation is taking over most jobs. There's fucking no prospect for fucking moving up. There's Just like generational wealth, that's gonna be the next thing is generational home ownership now. Like it's the board is already chopped up, man. This is fucking Monopoly right at the end, bro. But that's the crazy thing is I've been playing Monopoly, and that shit is there is no fucking end to Monopoly, bro. Monopoly ends when the other person that you're playing against has no fucking nothing left, when they are absolutely squeezed, completely dry, and they have to declare bankruptcy. But Monopoly, that shit would happen super early on in the game. That's why they have Go, and you get $200 and like fucking and those cards where you get a little extra money, because if you didn't have that guaranteed $200 every turn, like you're fucked. The game is fucking over, man. It's that's where it's at right now. That's why people talk about UBIs, man, is because the thievery that's been going on for the last fucking 50 years of the general labor force has gotten so great to the point where there's no money left. They have to start giving it back to us so they can steal it from us again. There is no more money to fucking steal. There's no more fucking profits to be squeezed. There's no more maximization to be done. Every fucking economy of scale has been reached. There's no it's game over, man. You won. Okay, you win. I declare bankruptcy. All of fucking society declares bankruptcy, and you fucking win now. And now what? And now fucking what? That's why they literally are like talking about like we actually literally just got to start giving people money, because like there's nothing left other like you're just gonna start dying, and they have to play. That's the thing, is that when real protest starts is when fucking food supply shuts down. But everybody's been able to keep numbing on their Big Macs, so there hasn't been a problem, man. And then we've all been able to afford that shit too, through fucking various subsidies, man. Like fucking, why is a Big Mac why is a burger $1.29, and that was a cow that had to eat so much food? You know what I mean? Like it doesn't make sense. It wouldn't make sense if there wasn't a serious amount of like government subsidies for us to continue to keep eating and living like that. So the system is designed that way. It's not like it can't be changed, because it was designed that way in the first place. So it can be redesigned. But fucking, it has to take the serious amount of like people literally like, that's the only thing that we have, is to just come to the streets and just show up and just be like, this is fucking bullshit, man. And just fucking all of it, man. It's encompassing a serious amount of like, of class division and racism and fucking just all that shit is like compiling and compounding in one now. And COVID was the pressure cooker that just allowed it to fucking percolate and now pop off. And good, man. And fuck the police. I've been saying that shit forever, man. There is no fucking such thing as a good police officer, man. If you have to suspend your own personal morals and beliefs every time you put on that badge, then you inherently are not a good person. If you have the ability to shut down your own moral compass and code for 60 hours a week to get a paycheck, then you personally are not a good person. You may be a good person and not do bad things around or act maliciously, but the very virtue of you withholding your morals to do that job is in itself a violent act. When you are pacified and you allow these injustices to continue for your own personal gain, or for whatever your perceived loyalty is to your brothers in arms and in badges, and you don't know what it's like in the fucking blue fucking whatever, you know? So fuck that shit. Ice Cube, man. Ice fucking Cube said it best, man. Without a badge and a gun, what do you got? Another sucker waiting to get killed by me. Or another dude. So, yeah, man. And like, dude, I was listening to Sterling's podcast, The Comedy Reject. This guy... Okay, George Floyd the cops were called because of a potential fraud in progress, because apparently they thought he was trying to use a counterfeit $20 bill, which wasn't real. And the same thing happened to Sterling, bro. This guy went to fucking a Money Mart, tried to cash a check, and the guy said it was a fake check and called the cops when it was a real check. And Sterling, you know what he did? He grabbed his check and he fucked off because he knew exactly what was gonna happen. And that's the fucking reality that he has to fucking live in. And if you refuse to fucking acknowledge that, then you're also inherently part of the problem too. It's a bunch of fucking bullshit. But how does it change, man? Is the fucking people, the ones in the deciders, you know what I mean? The policy makers, the actors of legislation have to do something about that, right? And if they don't do something about that, then what do? Then we have a democracy set up for a reason, and if it's not going to work, then you have to do it the hard way, man. And unfortunately, the hard way is messy because there is no rule book for the hard way. If we're going to play by the rules, we have a rule book for the rules. And this sort of shit is just not stopping. So unless you're going to change the rule book to make it stop happening, then now we got to start playing outside the rules. And who knows what that looks like. And yeah, fucking shit's going to get... I'm going to grab that TV because that is now a manifestation of the economic grief that people are suffering now, is that you've been fucking squeezing on these people for so long and giving them absolutely no economic opportunities. Then now that's a fucking expression of that grief at the same time. It's like, fuck you anyway. And you're going to I'm going to fuck... Who knows? I might fucking get killed anyways. You think, like, you know, and then you start... And then it just... And looting is like... I honestly would love to just loot. It's looting. It just sounds like... It sounds fun. It's like a group activity. Like, it's a loot. It's not robbing. It's not... You're looting. There's this sort of fun group distinction. It's a fucking group activity, man. We're all in on it. If one guy is stealing, but 14 guys are looting. So you need a whole crew, man. It's a friendly activity. You just need the cooperation of your fellow man. But that's what it is. It's just a manifestation of the economic guilt, and fuck you anyways. And I'm going to steal, and fuck Walmart. If you're, you know, what Walmart putting out, companies like Walmart and McDonald's, they put out like monthly budget as like this attempt to be like financially, you know, like, oh, we're not shitty companies. Like, we don't pay our employees poverty wages. And when they put out their budgets for these employees, they actually factor in income from a second job. Like, it's like, that's how gross the capitalism is, especially in America, is that they actually anticipate you to like, that like, oh, you don't have a skill that you can provide this society, then you actually have to work twice as much as everybody at half the rate. Because you don't have a skill, which now we find out when the fucking everything gets shut down, those people become essential workers. So maybe they don't have a fucking skill per se, or they're trained in any sort of specific high level functioning whatever thing, but it doesn't mean that they're not essential. And the cogs that allow you to fucking be Mr. High Mind sitting on fucking Twitter writing your whatever the fuck, you know? It's a bunch of fucking bullshit. So anyways, fuck. I was playing Monopoly though, on the bright side of things. Let's go. How was my week? That was my fucking big how was my weekend? Because it's a weekend. Buddy, just been rocking Monopoly on Nintendo Switch, which is nice. Pass the controller back and forth. Courtney is a fucking Schmortle Buffett, man. Ruthless capitalist. Draining me for everything. Fucking, man, Monopoly is actually serious, and you don't even realize that you don't, like, until you play computer Monopoly, like, you don't realize that every Monopoly that you played before that was wrong. Or at least for me, I was just playing Kevopoly. My dad, I was just playing Kev rules, which could be whatever the fuck suited him at the time. Just fucking rocking Kevopoly. But it's cool, man. I didn't know that in Monopoly that if you land on a thing and you don't have enough money to pay for it, it goes to auction, and you can auction the property by $1, $10, or $100 increments. Or that you could just straight up auction a property anyways. You don't have to buy it. You're like, whatever, I'm gonna put it to auction right now. Like, so you can bleed a motherfucker. Like if say you only got $50, you know, your opponent only has $50 and you got 1,000 and you land on Boardwalk and it's 400, you don't have to pay 400. You just go to auction and you bid $51 and you just got Boardwalk for $51 because that on the motherfucker's broke. And that's also what's going on in society right now, is that I was playing Monopoly. I'm like, holy fuck, man, this is going to contribute to the generational fucking land ownership thing. Is that like, it's how that's just, if we only have $50 and then the other guy has $1,000, then it doesn't even matter. All he has to pay is one more buck than we have, and even though it's such a smaller percentage of his income, what does he give a fuck? You know what I mean? That's the gap, and that's the difference. Is that it's horrifying. What you can do is you can just snap that shit up and just be like, well, I'll pay you a little more. I don't know, man. I miss economics though. Would be a very good time to be a behavioral economist. Because like this is a very unpredictable time, and you got to predict like how are people going to spend, how are people going to react, how's the economy going to bounce back from this, and then you got to start thinking like, yeah, like what are we going to have less contributors, and are people going to be contributing less or whatever the fuck. I'm not even going to do big news or cuss of the week because we're already at 16, and I feel like this has not been funny, but it has been necessary for me to talk about at least. So fucking A, let's fucking shut her down. Hey, fucking shut her the fuck down. Put out the badge, you little guy. He's sick, the tiny little guy with a gun and a badge. He's sticking around. He's gonna fuck you.